Hello, my name is Spencer Erickson, and here are my answers to the questions for the Jabble application. How I would manage high support ticket volume while maintaining quality support. Basically, the skills I've learned from multitasking for the last decade and a half, 2 decades of customer facing sales support. And that's just focus on the one thing at a time. Always have a good habit of writing things down and notating things, and when you're done, crossing it off. So if, let's say, I'm speaking with the customer and I've got emails or important things coming in, I'm either marking them as important or having a piece of paper and writing down what I need to get to after I'm done with this conversation. It minimizes my distraction from my task at that objective I'm doing right now, and it ensures that I don't miss anything that I'm supposed to do before the end of the day. In fact, the majority of my career, I've had a same day response habit where if someone reaches out to me, leaves me a message, leaves me an email, text message, or any customer thing like that, I would make sure that I at least attempt to reach out to them before I leave that day. Even if I didn't have an answer, I would reach out and say, I got your question, I'm researching it, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Question two, support team builds relationship with clients, not just solves tickets. Can I share an example of a time I supported a customer in a way that strengthened trust or helped them along? Yeah, when I worked at Ride Now Power Sports about 2 years ago, and I was helping this young woman buy a motorcycle, her first motorcycle. She had worked at her job for 2 years, built her credit up, saved up a down payment, and it was basically the only thing that she wanted in life was this motorcycle, and she was really desirable for it. Long story short, it required her to pick up a cashier's check from her bank, but because of her work schedule and the business hours of our dealership, she wasn't able to get to the bank after work before it closed and then get to the dealership and pick up her bike. It was a hot bike. It was a bike that a lot of people wanted. She didn't want to miss out on it. So what I did was I clocked out for lunch. I drove to the bank herself. She called the bank ahead of time and gave them all the description about me. They handed me the check in the envelope and I drove back to the dealership. So I basically ran an errand for her, picking up her check while she was at work still. This basically got her to refer her friends to me. It got her to come back and buy her accessories and apparel from our store. And every time she came into the store, she looked out for me to say hi and what's going on. Also, on my side, the fact that I was holding her check kind of ensured that she would still do the sale with me. So it was a mutually beneficial decision I made. Now, as far as a technical issue that I troubleshot from start to finish, diagnose, document, and decide whether or not to escalate. I never really worked I have had situations where I would escalate upset clients or irate clients to customer service or my manager. Those only time was when they directly demanded it. I would do my best to solve problems. I do have a memory of one specific instance in the mortgage industry that I'm pretty proud of. I did a loan for a client in Hawaii, and they actually lived in a house that was in the direct path of a lava flow if a volcano erupted. And underwriting for mortgages sometimes can get a little nonsensical like that. And they said, hey, this house is in the path of a lava flow. The loan is on the verge of denial. But what I did was I looked up the history of that volcano. And actually, scientists predicted it would be tens of thousands of years before it could potentially erupt again. I brought that to the lender's attention. They felt that that was okay for a 30-year loan to be paid off by then. The loan got approved and we closed it. And that was something I'm still brag about to this day because I thought I was a little bit outside of the box, thinking big picture and doing my best cerebrally to help my client out. Hope those answers spark some interest for me. Thank you.